Hey everyone, my name is Wes, and welcome back to another episode of Terror Talk where I discuss creepy clips online. I created this original horror music to add to the video, and I hope you enjoy it. Be sure to leave your own comments, and when you're done watching, check the description if you'd like to listen to my music without the commentary. Now let's get into it and have some fun.
This was a little under 2 years ago. Back then, I lived in a small two-story townhouse and worked remotely from home. The place had a small kitchen and living room on the first floor and two bedrooms on the second floor. One of those rooms I used as my office. During this time, the unit connected to mine that I shared a wall with was vacant. Nobody lived there or had moved in over 3 months. This night, I was working pretty late. It was rainy and cloudy outside, so I didn't have much else to do and decided to use the extra time to get ahead on work stuff. I sat in the office on my laptop for a good few hours. The house was quiet as usual, with the soft sounds of the rain outside ticking against the roof. I think it was just about 8 p.m. when, between the quiet clicking of my keyboard, I heard a thump on the wall next to me. I looked over, sort of confused, and heard it again.
Do you have any creepy rainy night horror stories? Let me know in the comments below. For me, I don't really have anything like that. I actually find the rain kind of soothing, and we don't get much of it here in Arizona. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you have any creepy, rainy night horror stories where you're alone and something really creepy happens. I love to hear people's experiences with that kind of stuff. So definitely let me know in the comments below if you have anything to share.
This was on the shared wall with the vacant units, so naturally, it was kind of odd. After a few seconds of thinking, I thought that it must have been the owner checking up on something, or maybe prepping the unit for a tour in the morning. Regardless, I continued working. Over the course of the next hour or so, I heard random sounds from the other units creaks, thumps, and various other similar sounds. Oddly, they were spread out. Like I'd hear one creak, then several minutes would pass before I'd hear anything else. But then, at just about 9:30, I heard a door suddenly creak open and then pushed closed. This was louder than all the other sounds that I'd been hearing throughout the night, which made me feel kind of uneasy. It'd been months since I'd heard the sound of the other unit's door open and close, so I didn't actually know how loud or quiet it usually was.
Wouldn't that be creepy if you think you're alone in a house and then you hear someone kind of just creeping around? Like, that would be really unsettling, wouldn't it? And what would you do in that situation? Let me know in the comments what you do because would you go looking for them and see what's up, or would you just try to stay hidden? Because I think it would be better to try to stay hidden in that situation, but you never know. It's never a good thing when you think you're alone and then you're not, right? Like, that's never a good situation to find yourself in.
After a minute, I decided to take a break and leave the office, heading downstairs just to make sure everything was good with the other units. I looked out the window next to the front door, seeing if maybe the owner's car was out there, but I didn't see anything. Nothing parked on the driveway or on the road. Also, while down there, I didn't hear a single noise from the other units. I figured whoever it was must have already left, and so hopefully all the strange noises were done for the night. After checking out the door and double checking it was locked, I went right back upstairs to my office. I wasn't sure how much longer I really wanted to work for. At this point, I was feeling pretty tired and kind of just wanted to chill in bed for the rest of the night. But I told myself I'd do 30 more minutes. I closed the door to my office, sat down at my desk, and got as much done as I could. During that half hour, I never noticed any more of those sounds coming from the vacant units, just the calm rain still trickling down outside. Finally feeling good about the work I'd gotten done, and feeling my eyelids getting heavy, I shut off my laptop and headed out of the office, turning off the hallway lights and going into my bedroom. I started getting myself ready for bed when a sudden, eerie, and ominous sound echoed through the walls of the house. Someone was whistling a slow, soft tune. I stood there, silently listening for a few moments, I guess in shock of what I was hearing and how out of nowhere it came from. I quietly walked up to my bedroom door and cracked it open. As soon as I did, I could hear it much more clearly. It felt like it was too loud to be from the other unit or even outside. Feeling really unsettled, I started walking down the hallway as the whistling persisted, filling the quiet halls of the house with the eerie tune. I made my way down the steps and moved toward the back of the house, where I could clearly hear the sound coming from.
I don't know about you, but if I heard someone whistling like that and I was all alone, I would be freaking out. Like, holy shit, this would be so creepy. I remember when I was in my local state park, kind of by myself, and I was whistling, and someone was whistling back, kind of like out, back where the wash was. And that was truly creepy in my opinion. And yeah, if I was alone and I heard whistling like this, it would be so terrifying. It would just be really, really an unsettling thing, wouldn't it?
I peered around the corner into the living room. In the dark, unlit room, a man was sitting in the chair, facing the other way toward the black TV screen, continuing to whistle as he stared into the pitch black room and barely moved. I could only see the general outline of him, but his hand that was on the armrest looked like it had something in it, like a small handgun. I knew he had to have known I was inside and probably heard me sneaking downstairs, yet he never looked back. He just stared forward, whistling. It was incredibly disturbing. I didn't know whether to say something or try to sneak away. Why was he even here? How did he even get in? What did he want? My heart was beating faster and faster before I made the sudden decision to run out of the house. I swung open the front door, still hearing the man continue whistling as I ran away. I only looked back once and didn't see him follow, but I did notice the door to the other unit was wide open. I got to the end of the road and called for help. When police got there, they could hear from outside that same eerie tune being whistled from inside. They approached carefully, going down to the living room and finding the man in the exact same position. They said he turned his head slightly to look at them, giving a short, crooked smile, then dropping his gun and letting them arrest him. He basically spoke nothing of what he was doing or had planned to do, or why he was there. Some of the officers I talked to thought he might have been trying to get arrested for some reason. But strangely, there's no information on the guy. No matching fingerprints or identification of any kind. And without him being cooperative, they had no way to find out who he really was, or if he had any kind of mental illness that could be behind all of it. I don't know what other ways that night could have gone down, but even thinking about other possibilities makes me uneasy. Every once in a while, though, I still hear that same eerie tune being whistled in the middle of my dreams, making me wake up in a panic, thinking he could be back.
Yeah, what a creepy story, huh? And obviously, I think that mental illness is involved. I mean, no normal person would sneak in like that and just start whistling and all for a scare, but why he came in like that is definitely weird and uncertain. But it's also rather interesting that he didn't have any ID on him or anything like that, or that they couldn't identify him with any fingerprints. It's almost like he just like came out of nowhere, kind of came into existence from another parallel reality, right? But either way, this is definitely a creepy story. And what would you do if someone just snuck into your house like that and just started whistling? That would be so creepy, wouldn't it? So creepy. But yeah, that's why you just always gotta be careful and, have your wits about you in different situations and things like that. And it's good that he got out of there when he did, but overall a creepy story, and I hope you enjoyed my commentary and the music, and I will see you in the next video.